In a world where suffering knows no borders, a beacon of compassion emerges. Join us on an emotional journey filled with hope and unwavering determination. A journey of healing where selfless hearts unite to bring peace to those in despair.
The Urology Care Foundation Humanitarian initiative was spawned by the realization, or perhaps recognition, that we would not be successful in achieving our goal of improving urologic health care worldwide without a major commitment to humanitarian efforts.
When you visit a low or middle income country that has very limited, if any, surgical resources, and somebody stands in front of you, a man, a woman, a child, and says, "Please help me," it is impossible to look at it any other way than I'll do absolutely everything I can.
Humanitarian work allows me to return to the very reason I went to medical school in the first place. On the most basic level, it's an opportunity for me to help other people.
You know, when you tell someone that you're going on a mission trip, they usually show up and give you a catheter. As urologists, you all know we do a lot more than that. And so the Urology Care Foundation Humanitarian Grant helped fund just that. Everything that we take for granted that you don't even think twice about in the OR, each one of those comes with a cost.
These stories of patience, once quietly enduring, now echo with resilience and hope.
The poor men who are walking around with catheters, sometimes for many, many years, are just going to be neglected. And that's really been, to me, the most memorable part, that the word gets out pretty quickly, you're there.
The one gentleman we took care of, he's got urinary retention. Every 2 weeks, for the past 2.5 years, this gentleman goes down to the bus stop, rides the bus in for 2 hours, waits in a very long line at the clinic, gets his catheter changed, and then takes a 2-hour bus ride home. It's amazing. I mean, we did an 1.5-hour procedure, urinated the next day, and left the hospital catheter free. And it'll be one of the happiest patients I've ever seen in my life.
On my most recent trip, I definitely remember that I was working with a 12-year-old boy who had a condition called hypospadias. He and his family were extremely kind and appreciative and excited to be able to get this care, because not only did it mean for the patient that he didn't have to worry in the future about potential issues with urination or having a family, but that meant that his mother could potentially be a grandmother and the rest of the family could have other grandkids and aunts and uncles. And that was a massive potential ripple effect for this one patient.
One particular story that's quite touching was a woman with a vesicovaginal fistula that had developed after her first pregnancy. Sadly, the child did not survive the delivery, and her husband left her after it was clear that she had developed this fistula. She was devastated and had heard on a radio announcement that our team was coming. She made her way to Kigali with a combination of bus and walking. And we were able to surgically repair her fistula, and then later found out that she was able to meet her goal and dream of being able to start a family.
Kimberly was a woman that we met early on in our experience in Belize who had had leakage basically her whole life. She had been bullied her whole life because of it. It had been so impactful to her that she at one point told us that she considered suicide. It was at the end of the trip when we diagnosed this, our surgical days were over, but we made a promise that she would be one of the first patients for our next trip. I'll remember forever just how excited we were to get back to the country and to, in one surgery, fix her problem. And we went back to see her 3 to 6 months later, and she looked at us and said, "That was me then, this is me now."
We are continuing the journey of healing with improved access to urologic care.
As academic urologists, we have an opportunity to really improve the instruction, teaching, and training that's done. And with support from the Urology Care Foundation, I'm working on developing low-cost surgical simulators. And that allowed us to host a training workshop where we specifically use these models to train urologists to gain access using ultrasound without any of the expensive equipment that is not available in these settings.
You know, and on that front, when I started in 2016, there were no certified urologists in Malawi. There are 2 now, of which we mentored and trained and also supported the funding of 1. The mapped out plan for Malawi, the countrywide plan in terms of urologists, there'll be 9 urologists at the end of 2027, where there were 0. So pretty phenomenal. And I couldn't do it without the kind of support that the Urology Care Foundation Humanitarian grant has been able to provide.
The smiles when you make rounds in the hospital and patients, the gratefulness of the patients, you can make an impact on someone for the rest of their lives. So that's the aha moment. And those are the things that make you want to, the moment you finish a trip, you're looking forward to your next one, and makes you want to keep on going.
Bye-bye, mi amor. Bye-bye.